Happy Friday. If you're in BC, you've got your kids home from school, if you have kids. So it's a little bit of a party around the house today. So today I thought what I would do is I have a big buildup of the gardening books that I have not got around to posting yet. So I thought I would just hold them up one by one and say a number with them. That way, if you're interested in the book, just tell me what number the book was and I'll give you a great price. I love to do this every once in a while because it saves me from making a posting and you get first dibs. Although I don't get to go into detail about the history of the book and exactly what it all is, but you can always ask for a couple more pictures or even just a further inquiry. So to get the party started, I brought this little friend. My 17-year-old daughter made this in her high school pottery class. I don't know if you recognize him from a movie, and I forget the name of the movie that he's in, but he turns into a school bus for the children. Totoro! That's who it is, Totoro. So let's get going. We got Flora of Southern British Columbia. I actually have two of these. One is a library edition and it's the older version, so it has, all the library ephemera. This is actually a pretty phenomenal book. I really love the old gardening books where they could be very old scientific names. So that will be one. And as you can see, we have a lot to get through. Look at all these books. Trying not to do a shot inside my kitchen. Haven't done the dishes from pancake morning with the kids. All right. So we're gonna have to start moving a little faster here to get through all these. So these I'm selling as a set. They are quite charming. They're still in their dust jackets. It's the plants that matter. Create a butterfly garden. So that will be two. I'm not going to be able to open them up and say the date of each one, but they're all collectible vintage books. This one is called Wildflowers of the Ceylon Hills. It's got a nice blind stamp in the front, and it has beautiful tissue covered frontispiece. Beginning, lots of beautiful illustrations throughout in black and white. Beautiful wildflowers with a dust jacket in a nice green binding underneath. Very nice shape, colorful. So that last one was 3, this is 4. Pruning and Planting Guide. That's 5. The Complete Book of Bulbs. Shows all the types of flowers that take bulbs. I have another book on bulbs too. Oh, no, I haven't posted that one yet. Let me see. Well, we'll get to that when we get to that, but I think I have another book on bulbs that's quite beautiful. The Complete Book of Garden Magic. That will be 6. I just like the binding on that one, the little fairy. Ooh, let's make your garden magical again. All about rocks and plants. The dust jacket is a little bit, not in the best of shape, but the book itself is in nice shape. And just so you know, at AshTreeBooks, I always make sure before I take anything in stock that it doesn't have any mildew or mold. So all the books. So that last one was 7. This is 8. I love wildflower books. I find, look at the front face down and end paper in this one. So pretty. And It even has little charming mushrooms. So I think this one's from the 70s, if I am correct. I just start to tell just by looking at them what the year is. I've been a collector since I was about 7 years old. So if you're a collector, tell me why you got into collecting. So I believe that was 8. This is gonna be 9. I might be messing up my numbers. But we'll just say that the wildflower books are 9, and you can tell me which one that you like. Oh, this is a charming one. This one's also from the 70s. And actually, tattoo artists love this one because of the beautiful painted illustrations throughout. They're really awesome for tattoo artists to work off of. We'll just say those are 9s, and you can tell me which one. Crop production. It's like a vintage textbook. That's fun. I love vintage textbooks. That will be 11. Landscape to gardening. I like the dust jacket on this one. And it has an uncut text block. This will be 12. So I got into book collecting because of my grandpa. He used to read to me all the time. I used to go to his house and we would read National Geographic together, but he had an old book collection and I used to love the way the spines looked on the shelf. And he gave me my very first collectible book, and it was actually a textbook he used in school, and it was Shakespeare As You Like It from the 1930s, and then I was hooked on vintage books. This will be 13, Lilies for American Gardens. Nice and bright. I like a nice bright yellow book on my bookshelf every once in a while. I like the binding on this one. It has a lot of gold gilt, and it's called The Story of Gardening. It has a nice blind stamp. It's in very nice shape. It's very like Victorian. We've got lots of like Victorian type gardens throughout the book. In old Japan, talks about the Zen secrets of gardening throughout Japan. Look at these fancy like gates to your garden. It's fun. I like bringing charm into my own garden. I have one of those trellises and it looks quite beautiful. This one is cool. This is called Miniature Gardens, and it literally has pictures throughout of like little mini trees and setups of miniature gardens. Pretty fun. I'm trying to find a nice picture in it. Oh, I totally forgot. So this was 13, I think. This is 14, Miniature Gardens. It has beautiful color pictures, but I was trying to find a page where it showed like the little mini trees set up. Here we go. We got, shows you how to like make a little miniature garden in your window or in your garden boxes. So what's this, 14? Tree maintenance, 16. I feel like there's some ephemera in here. There is, look at this. What do we have? Braided ropes for sale. Look at that. Actually, I learned a lot of knots and learned all about different types of ropes from working on tugboats. At one point, I knew how to do 33 different knots, and actually to pass bridge watch, I had to show that I knew all 33 knots. And I thought I was going to end up working on ferries, but I ended up working on tugboats. And I ended up using a lot of the knots that I learned in bridge watch school. And the reason I decided not to work on the ferries is I thought I'm going to lose all my skills. Not to say that staff on ferries don't learn, but it's less rigorous in that you don't always have to be using your knots when you work on the ferries, whereas working on tugboats, your life depends on it. So I'm forgetting what number I'm on. I think this was 15, but if you can help me out and remember the name of the book, that might be a better way to go. I'm more neurodivergent than normal today. More aristocrats of the garden. I actually have two of these, and I really like the elegance of it. We've got the gold gilt on the top and the uncut text block. And Wilson, Ernest Wilson, is actually, he's quite collectible, and his books are sought after in the vintage gardening world. We've got really beautiful illustrations throughout, and this guy knew his stuff. The Encyclopedia of Gardening, I think around 17 now, so a vintage encyclopedia. So you are going to have all, it's like basically a dictionary. And we have some ephemera that fell out. A lot of newspaper clippings, including an old, I remember reading this with my grandpa. That's something else I used to do with my grandpa, is I used to read the funny pages with him. I forget the name of, this is Blondie, and I forget the name of that one. He wore the little like Viking hat. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of like gardening newspaper clippings from 1977. Rock gardens. This one has a nice elegant binding to it. And all about how to grow great stuff on rocks. We'll just say this is 20. Rocky Mountain Wildflowers. It's a nice guide. Wildflower books are actually my favorite for collecting. English Wildflower Gardens. I actually sold this one in the past. It's in a little bit of rough shape, but I will give you a good price. Beautiful. And the illustrations are gorgeous throughout. I don't know. This one's actually got some pretty good weight to it, so I have to be careful how I open that one up. I'm not even going to use numbers anymore because I lost track. Medieval English Gardens. We've got the small farm. This one is neat. It has a lot of information on how to grow your farm, and actually really, really relevant tips even for today. I looked through this one in detail, and it's just all about like which things need to face the sun, certain days, you know, everything from shearing, all kinds of tips. It's obviously the monetary stuff isn't going to be relevant today, but when it talks about the finances and the price of seeds and that kind of stuff, but the rest is still just as, I swear, stuff that you're not even going to get on ChatGPT. Days in My Garden. I believe this is by Wilson. No, it's not. Oh, Ernest Ballard. That's why I got confused, because that last one was by Ernest Wilson. This gentleman is called Ernest too, but this one's a really fun, cute book. It's got an uncut text block. It has a lot of charm. It's a little bit more poetic. And what's really interesting about this one is it has a page that is uncut at the top. Like they actually accidentally didn't cut 2 pages, so you try to open it up and it's not cut yet. Like it's not cut yet at the top. I think that's kind of neat. Printing error. I feel like I showed this one already. Yeah, I did. The tree identification book. This one's cool. It's not in like an elegant hardbound copy, but so practical. It shows the leaves up close and exactly how to identify the leaves. My bookstore is called AshTreeBooks, and there are over 100 different species of the ash tree. Like the rowan tree, for example, is a variation of the ash tree, and this book will help you know the difference between a lot of the ash trees and basically how to tell the difference based on the shape of the needle and everything to do with you know, what will make the distinction in the leaves or the pine cones or the smell or how the pine rolls in your fingers. So it's very, very practical, and it actually, you can see that there's not a lot of reading in it. It's a pretty cool one. So hit me up for that if you want a great deal. We're all about giving deals with these books. So if there's anything that interests you, reach out. Practical Forestry. So The Rearing and Growth of Trees for the Profit Ornament by A.D. Webster. So this is a book from BC. Look at how nice this person wrote their name, the previous owner. I swear calligraphy is a lost art. So the dust jacket has been protecting this book, and you can see just how lovely the gold gilt is. You can hear my children home from school in the background. Gardener's Tribute. Woo! What fell out? I'm not going to show it up close because it has someone's address on it, but previous owner. You get it if you buy the book. So I was just trying to show the dust jacket. We're getting there. We're about 20% left here. This one's neat. Sketches for the Flora. So it's these beautiful sketches that someone has done all throughout, and I like them. They're just very calming to look at. I imagine they would be fun to just kind of try to do your own thing looking off of these, just to inspire you to do your own sketches. Look at that. That is beautiful. Beautiful. What year is that? I'm gonna guess, this one doesn't seem too old. I'm gonna guess 1982. I'm giving away my age. Let's see how accurate I am. Ooh, 1972. It's older than I thought. Kind of has a more modern feel to it. This one is a beauty. It's hard to find this in this good of shape. It's quite collectible. The illustrations are amazing. Let's try to find a good one. Actually, I want to be careful how I open this one up because it's actually quite collectible. And there's no seam splits or anything. And then there's some awesome ephemera. Look at this. The Fruit Orchard. It has nothing to do with being published with this book, but I'm leaving it in as a freebie. There you go. This is very, very collectible. Carnations. A book all about carnations. It's a little bit of someone tried to rub something off with a wet cloth. I know exactly. It wasn't me who did it, but I recognize how that was done. So it's all about carnations, like this whole book. So if you love your carnations, this is the book for your shelf. This one is cool. This is a BC book. Tree, Shrubs, and Flowers to Know in BC. This one's actually quite collectible. I've seen a couple other people selling this one, and it is sought after. I told you I had two of these. This would be my non-library copy, but it is a newer copy, I believe, than my library copy. I'm curious. When I'm curious, I need to stop and quench my curiosity. I think that it's a newer copy. So this one's 1915 that I have in front of me, and my library copy, oh, it's 1915 too. But I just want to see if it's, no, it's the exact same. So I would give the library copy at quite a discounted rate, because you can see it has a lot more wear to it. And then I have a very good copy that is first edition as well, but it is not beat up by people picking it out of the library. Here's another Ernest Wilson. I knew I had another Ernest Wilson. If I were to make a garden, I have 2 copies of this, and one is a first edition and one is not. So this is my not first edition, but I have another one that is a first edition. America's Greatest Garden, again, Ernest Wilson. He was, so if you collect him, I've got a couple going on here. He loves his uncut text blocks. I swear he told the publishing company, don't do a cut text block. He liked his books to be aesthetically pleasing. There you go, and we've got a picture of him with some tissue paper over top so it doesn't look too clear. Farming from the road. How do you farm from the road? Well, if you want to find out, this is the book for you. I like the color. I like that, like, you don't see yellow with that gold gilt very often, and when I find it, it just has this like sunshiny look to it. This one's kind of neat, forestry inventory. So if you really want to see, you know all the charts and the graphs back in the day, there you have it. Very historical copy for you to know what went down with all the shipping and the inventories. This one's cool. I love roses. I love the way roses smell. And I've brought this one to markets and people have hummed and hawed over it and haven't got it yet. It's in a dust jacket and it's quite in good shape. All about roses. There's black and white pictures, but then there's also very beautiful color pictures. I'll give you a great deal. It's the tree book. Fun little guide. Here we go. I told you I had another copy. Maybe I didn't tell you I had another copy of this one, but this is the first edition, and it has some nice euphemera inside. Ernest Wilson, so lovely, and look at that, uncut text blocks. What did I tell you? So, boy, he wrote a lot of books. A lot of black and white illustrations in there. Bulb culture has nothing to do with this book, but you get it for free. We're almost done. We've got like 6 more to go. So these ones I'll sell together. We've got the home gardening handbooks, gladiolus and roses. Take them home as a set. This one's kind of neat. The care and repair of ornamental trees. A little bit beat up. Get you a great deal. You know what? The first person to buy something off of me in this pile, if you want this one for free, it's yours. Actually, hit me up. I want these to move because I'm going to a huge book fair soon and I'm going to be filling up my inventory again. And I have more books than I can post. So if there's anything catching your eye, I'll even throw, I'll ask me for a bundle deal. Like I will be throwing giving you a great deal on anything that you see, because I want these books to find homes. The African Violet, the cultures of this one, I think this is beautiful. I have this one in blue as well. So I have a red copy and a blue copy. My blue copy is my older, oh, it's right here. Look at this. So this is the first edition right here. And this is a newer edition. Just so you know, this one's 1902. Look at this. Someone wrote out, you know, what they wanted to order. This one's 1898, and these aren't pages falling out. This is ephemera inside. So this one's, yeah, the first edition. Very cool. So that was your haywire video. I lost track. I thought we were going to do a number system, and I got distracted. So tell me which books you want, and we will give you a good deal. Oh, so if you made it to the end of this video, I am starting a school account, SKOOL. It's a great platform where you could build up courses, but I love nerding out about books. I love talking about books, and I want AshTreeBooks to be more interactive. So I'm going to build a community that will be free to join, where we can interact and talk about books and the love of books. And I haven't started the account yet, but that's my plan, is to get it up and running in the next 2 weeks. So DM me if you want an invite link. I'm going to call it Total Book Nerd, and eventually I may build a website around it, because I have the domain name totalbooknerd.com. I haven't put it up yet, but I'm building out a community on School that's just a little bit more interactive, and it is going to be created by AshTreeBooks. And actually, we're building a community on School right now for AshTree runes, because I'm building out a rune course. So AshTree runes, if you know AshTreeBooks, you'll see that I carve rune sets, and I try to keep AshTree runes separate from AshTreeBooks, but they're like siblings. They dance around each other a little bit. But I want AshTreeBooks to become a little bit more interactive. Other than just me trying to sell my books, I want to build a community where we get to chat and talk about books and talk about the love of books. And I want to hear about your collections and why you like to collect. And so Total Book Nerd is going to be birthed soon on School by AshTreeBooks. So DM me for an invite link, and if there's anything here that you saw that you like, yes, I will give you a good deal.